Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Anonymous Code. At the end of the previous episode, we ran into a bit of a roadblock. It's been a while since we've had one of those, and it's been, well, I don't know, I guess since the David fight, where I actually did get pissed off a bit. I did get a little irritated, I would have to say, at the end of the previous episode, because I could have sworn that I was paying good-ass attention to, you know, everything that was being said, and I was strongly thinking that at some point we had to load that save. So I've got some ideas. I'm gonna jump around. I was reviewing the footage from the previous episode, so I've got some, you know, locations where I want to try loading, but it may not even be loading that we need to necessarily do. So there is one spot in particular that I want to check out, because I'm pretty sure the dialogue there is pretty close to what was said in the conclusion message, because that's supposed to give you a hint or whatever, but it's also still very stupidly vague. So I'm gonna, you know, jump around, see what I can find. If I'm able to find something that, hey, then, you know, this introduction isn't gonna go to waste, and I will actually be making a video today, but I guess we'll see. So I'm gonna go jump around, see what I can find, and see if I can throw an idea that I've been thinking about into action. It sounds really stupid in my head, but also really smart, so I don't want to say it, because I don't want to sound or look stupider than I already, you know, come off as. So here we go. Wait a minute, what the fuck? Huh? Wait a minute. What the fuck? Huh? Wait a minute. What? No. No. Wait. Hold on. Oh, wait, back up. I was running around for like not even 10 minutes. I was where the fuck is my... Okay, I guess I can't get to my save and load menu right now. So what I did is I went... Okay, so first I went back to the line where Pollon said, way before the operation started, the scene before, I think, he and Momo did that poetry, you know, cute shit together. And I tried to load. Obviously, nothing happened. I actually tried loading at various points. Nothing was going to happen. I even tried, before all of this, I tried loading the save myself, that one save in the top left, and that just starts the game over. So I don't think that's anything significant, at least not for me. So I created a save there, and I created a save in a few other places. I think my stupid mentality, but I'm going to see how this plays out here, is that by us making a save, that's actually the goal here. Because Pollon can't make a save, but us playing as Anon still can make our own saves. I just thought that was kind of like, you know, for me, the player, but I thought, you know, there has to be another functionality here, right? Let's read on. Let's see if I'm actually like on the right track. That or I did something else different and I'm just completely unaware of it. Let's see here. The end of the world is no time to be worrying about consequences. I have to do whatever I can. Am I? Been trying to reach you in various other ways. That's exactly it. You've got to be fucking shitting me. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, which save is it? I made like 4 of them. It's that one right there. Okay, so this is the one where he has that bad feeling. And that's what the, oh, God fucking damn it. Wait, is this animation different? It is. This animation's different. Kind of. So we're going all the way back here to do all of that again. God damn it. Okay, well that worked out. Yeah, honestly, guys, what the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? That was that was half a stupid idea on my part just to see if anything would happen, anything would change, and have to, you know, more easily go back to certain points and go line by line, which I really didn't want to do, to see if there was any point I could load. So, glad it's the fucking former. Jesus Christ. How was anybody supposed to actually figure this out? Like, was there a bigger hint that, like, I just didn't see? This shit bugged me, like, all day.
Nice da. Nice da, Anonymous kun. 最高だ. あんたがセーブしておいてくれたおかげだもんな.
Yeah, I made various other saves too, you know. We could have used some other shit. Honestly, it does kind of suck because, like, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have created such a problem. I actually may have, like, accidentally, like, allowed us to proceed forth and not have gone into this roadblock if, like, let's say I stopped the previous episode after the, well, actually, no, 2 episodes ago, where did we start the previous episode? I'm pretty sure we started that one with What's-Her-Face talking with Asuma, right? I'm pretty sure that was the start of the previous episode. Actually, I can just literally check my saves. I'm pretty sure that was that. It was this one. Yeah, so if I just saved and finished right after this scene, that would have completely just jumped over all of this, I'm pretty sure. That, or I absolutely had to save at that line. And yeah, these are the other points that I was just... It wasn't like every time we got back to Poland, but it was like most times. Just so like I can jump back, go line after line after line, just see what would fucking work. I mean, I might get a bunch of horrible flashback attacks again. And it's not like I have any idea what the rules are for loading your save data. But what I do know is that your save brought me back, and that works for me. Momo was taken aback by my sudden hype. Yeah, my thought process was that we had lost the ability to make our saves, and therefore we had nothing to load from again. So, you know, what if we had our own? But at the same time, like, that was, like, contradictory, because I thought that my own load, or my own saves, were just something for me to load back into the game with. Because I even tried that, actually, what did I try? I kind of fucked something up in the very beginning of the game during the, it was the second quest, I'm pretty sure. I tried to... I'm hearing a whole bunch of noise behind me, what the fuck? I tried to, like, load a save. I think it was when Pollon was, like, being taken into custody wrongly during the second quest. So I tried loading a save that was before all that. Or no, maybe it was during the first quest. Yeah, it just didn't work out. Like, it just kind of, you know, made us go back in time and reverse all of our progress entirely. So I don't know. This shit is just so fucking annoying sometimes. Ah.
そしてロードしないといけない状況にこの先なったんですね。ああ。でも大丈夫。そういうことですよね。
I really fucking hope so.
よくわかったな。
だって今のポロンさんすごく自信に満ち溢れた顔をしてますから。
Yeah, I'd seen the path of light. Yeah, quite literally. It was the reason I had come back to this point. Well, what even was that? Because I didn't trigger like a load or anything. I was just kind of skipping through the lines. I mean, there was nothing else to really see there at the end, so I was just going to go all the way back to the conclusion. But I'm glad my my 50-50 worked out there. How were you supposed to figure this out legitimately, though? Like, what was there for you to figure it out legitimately? That you had to make your own save? I don't know. Just like before the load, I ran around desperately dodging Asuma's attacks. Thankfully, I hadn't had a single flashback since I loaded. Maybe it worked differently because you're the one who saved, Anon. Yeah, what can I say? Nope, there's our openings in the sky. I did as Cross said and looked up. I saw the upside down Tokyo inside the torn open sky.
もう一度この光景を拝めるとはな。
If Anon hadn't made that save, I never would have seen this again, that's for sure. Hey Anon, you can create saves in this world, right? Yeah. Right now it seems like your existence is unknown even to Asuma. Maybe you're from a world layer way beyond the Asuma above. It could be the highest layer, honestly. Or maybe you're in another dimension, totally separate from all the world layers. We've never even talked properly, but there's no doubt in my mind that you've been helping me all along. So thanks. Not like this was over yet, though. Yeah, we get to dodge buildings again. The buildings kept raining down, and I was in constant danger of getting crushed. The shockwaves and explosions were knocking me around so much that I spent more time rolling across the ground than standing.
やっぱめちゃくちゃだな。
The thing is that we should have an idea of what to expect. But the real question is, how do we deal with all this now? I knew I'd been through this once already, but still. Shit, I hadn't memorized when or where the buildings fell. This was just as brutal the second time around. Even now, all I could do was frantically run around.
それでも、もう俺は心折れたりしないからな。
I had to seize my chance. I couldn't waste that moment again. Yeah, please don't. Even when that building fell on the Vatican, even when Juno was deleted, those weren't the moments to act. I kept myself from rushing in there and waited. It was seconds away. I only had to hold out a little more. Just a little longer until that trail of light would reappear amidst the mayhem. So that's what we're looking for. And we have to seize that. We have to do some crazy parkour shit, right? 6 missiles flew overhead. They'd been launched by some wizard-level hackers who had hacked into the Italian army systems. Okay, so this is... I'm pretty sure... Okay, so we've got 2 counters here. 1 minute until that light, right? That trail, and then 20 minutes until the end. So we've read all this so far. Or at least I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I looked up. I couldn't miss that moment. The sky split open once more. Okay. Yeah, so this is the New York, London.
俺にとっては待ち望んだ光景だ。
The moment had come. All right, here we go.
BPTS 打ち上げ成功。言われた通り積み荷を送ったよ。あとは任せたからね。
ああ、ありがとな。
Okay. No parkour for us, but, you know, I think we have a different plan of action ready to go. I looked up again. In the tear connecting the city to Tokyo, I could see a faint light approaching at an immense speed. The trajectory was perfect. The CCO had prepared something for me. I'd asked them to send me a certain thing at a certain time once the skies over the Vatican and Tokyo were linked. The BPTS passed through the tear. It had reached me in about 10 seconds. I ran to the drop point. All the running was making it hard to breathe, and I felt like my heart was gonna explode. First your lungs, now your heart, right? With my eyes fixed, on the designated spot? Come on, Pollon. I sprinted as fast as I could. The window of opportunity was gonna be real narrow. I didn't know what was gonna happen next, but I had to try. And you're with me, Anon, so I know I can do this. There. I ran and ran until the cargo, my grapper, landed in front of me exactly where I needed it. Okay, so I guess we might be doing a bit of parkour. I had it go slow at first on self-drive. I caught up to it fast and jumped on. Finally, I switched from self-drive to manual. Wow, we're actually doing it.
俺の腕前見せてやるよ。
Wreckage from the 3 cities was still falling through the gashes in the sky. Tokyo, New York, London, up, right, left. The buildings were defying gravity and hurtling straight down on a collision course with the Vatican. There were way too many to count. That number could turn the city into a wasteland of debris, but I'd seen something else amidst the chaos. The path of light.
クロス、地形測定でルートを表示してくれ。
And we don't have much time with this light, do we? I guess that first counter was for the for that drop of our grapper, but it was just in time here with this light. That trail. This was another thing that I'd asked for ahead of time. We got permission through Graham to have the JUSDF military sats deliver us the real-time topography of the area, excuse me. I got them to calculate and display a path for my grapper. It turned out to be the exact route my instincts had shown me before I loaded. If I followed that path, I could make it to Asuma. I quickly switched to the optimal settings. Well, here we go. I knew I could count on my ride to get me there. The path to light, or the path of light, hopefully to the light, not, you know, through death, but you know what I mean. To the fucking good ending that we're looking for here. The path of light led me straight to a piece of rubble shaped like a ramp. Full throttle. I flew into the air. Clearing a huge gap, I landed on the Empire State Building as it passed by sideways. Thanks, New York. This didn't feel safe for a second. I felt like I could fall any moment. Only one route would work. If I messed up or strayed from that route, it would be all over. But I could see it clearly. I swerved upwards across the broken wall of a Tokyo building, and then skimmed my grapper over a group of buildings that had fallen out of London. I ended up on a wall at a right angle, but I sped up and shot all the way to the top. That was where I needed to be. Mieta! And there he is indeed. I saw Asuma. He stood in the air as he looked at me in shock. Save? Alright, you got it, boss. I don't know why we are saving, but I'll do it. As long as I don't have to fucking backtrack anymore. This is what he means by save, right? This isn't supposed to be like a loading thing?
Save it!
Yep, okay, save, got it. Suddenly, a small dark point appeared in front of me. What the hell was that? Oh, okay, hello. The small dark point moved towards me. Its gravity compressed the rubble and buildings around it, and it was crushing them, consuming them. Time to jump, right? It was about to swallow me whole, but I wouldn't go down that easily. All right. Here we go. All right. I did it right this time, gamers, but this one was obviously very, very obvious in comparison to the first one. Or at least that's how I feel. Again, you know, feel free to prove me wrong, because I still don't see the any hints as the fact that we were supposed to do our own save there. Oh shit. Oh, here we go. No, don't do that shit again. Hey, you're not supposed to use that language either. Okay. Okay. I forgot we had that. Bro, do not hesitate. We are in free oh. Nothing like a good old punch. The Toma special, honestly. Now we're in free fall. And alive. We both fell. Oh, nope, we're still falling. We were pretty high up. I wouldn't be walking away from this crash landing. But that didn't matter to me. I could see Asuma cooling off. As we plummeted through the air, I caught sight of the rifts in the sky closing. The buildings falling down became bits of light and vanished. We had about 10 minutes left. My battle was over. All that was left was for Momo to save the world. I'm counting on you, Momo. So we were the sacrifice for her sacrificial mission. Yeah, hopefully... Oh my goodness gracious, that's a whole lot of people. Yeah, hopefully this will work out, though. Like, hopefully this is, you know, exactly what we need to do to overload everything here. And the world line collapse, if you will, is what will need to be done in order to, you know, save all of us. And not just this layer. All of them. Something to be happy about before the true end of the world, huh? Hopefully I did my part correctly, honestly. That was Honestly, I'm so tired. Like, I've been thinking about this all day, and I really didn't want to look up a guide. And I had gotten some comments and all that saying, like, this and that. And I think somebody was telling me, that they did look up a guide and that it's okay to look up a guide, but I really didn't want to, honestly. Not this one. Definitely not this one. But these weren't tears of sadness. People had answered my call, and they hadn't given up on life. I could sense them giving their all to stand against despair. I looked outside the glass cylinder. It's the best girl right there, honestly, guys. I think we can all agree on that, right? I saw Rosario smiling at me. She looked content. Felina was lying next to her. Rosario had protected me until the very end. And the tremors that had shaken the room for more than an hour had stopped now. Pollon must have taken care of Asuma.
ももちゃんのバイタルの数値が一気に跳ね上がった。これはどうなって？
I think Momo's gotten as far as she can here.
想定通りです。このまま。
でもこれ死んでもおかしくない数値よ。
Well, we're all gonna die here in 9 minutes. The will of over 1 billion people flowed through me. Miracles occurred the world over. Even if each miracle alone didn't amount to much, with so many people connecting to me and using sacraments, it was no wonder the burden was so enormous. I felt like 1 billion tiny needles were flowing through the blood vessels in my brain. They pierced my veins as they coursed through them, spreading around my body. 1 billion chambers of memory from 1 billion lives flashed endlessly across my mind. I felt like my own will was close to being washed away by the raging torrent. My mind. I was going to lose my mind. Yeah, it sounds like it. I had to endure it. If I couldn't, we would never reach the output necessary to overload the world. That was why I didn't care if I lost my mind. I just had to endure it for a few more minutes. A few more minutes, and our final miracle would be realized. Yeah, hopefully this shit fucking works, dog. 1 billion people had connected, but not all of them were dedicated to saving the world. In fact, most of them had not prayed to Mary in the name of hope, but because they wanted miracles to wield for their own ends. Some struggled to comprehend what was happening and used their miracles simply because they were told to. Some used their miracles because they didn't want to die. Some figured that since the world was about to end, they might as well use their miracles to fulfill their own desires. Some had reached a breaking point and started destroying everything around them. Some acted on personal grudges and sought to kill those they disliked. Some yearned for another opportunity to meet with lost loved ones. Some found peace in death by their own hand and spared themselves the anguish of the end. Some wanted to be noticed before they died by even a single other person. The prayers were many and varied. The same could be said of the phenomena brought about by the sacraments. Some miracles occurred with little fanfare. Other miracles granted their users wildest wishes. Some people simply lit up their fingers, while others turned everything within hundreds of meters into a scorched wasteland. But however different their wills were, all of them began to coalesce into a single grand prayer. The people who despaired, definitely not desiring the fucking end, the people who despaired of the approaching end began to gather and without instruction raised their hands to the sky. Their hands were shining brightly. Each of their powers were supposed to have been distinct, so the reason all manifested the same effect was a mystery. I mean, it's all coming from the same person. Maybe that's why? It was a phenomenon that could easily be called a miracle. As if it was the most natural thing to do, billions of people all over the world held up their lights. The surface of the earth began to shine with them. Though scattered at first, the lights soon formed tight clusters as the people began joining their outreached hands. I guess that's sort of what we're seeing here, huh? Gradually, the light started to spread. From one to many, micro to macro, streaks of light were pulsating over the surface, connecting with and flowing toward one another. They were akin to rivers, or perhaps they were more like the cells of the nervous system, a vast field of neurons. I like that last one, actually. It fits better, in my opinion. Oh, we got 2 minutes and we're alive? What the fuck? I had no idea how I was alive. Even the slightest movement was agonizing, and I couldn't see myself standing up anytime soon either. Asuma was crouching nearby. I had said all I had to say to him, so I kept quiet.
見てる人、誰かいる？衛星からの映像よ。
What I saw next was genuinely divine, but it felt somehow gentle too. I could tell Momo's hard work had paid off. Good job, Momo. The end was less than a minute away. We just had to wait for this global miracle movement to bring about the world-line collapse. There was nothing more I could do. I mean, we could try to participate. Would it work? Would it fail? Whatever was about to happen was beyond the scope of any observer. Either everybody's memories were going to reset, or the world was going to end, and every one of us would disappear with it. And even if we succeeded in pulling off the world-line collapse and averting the end, Momo was gonna be gone from us. Did we really do the right thing? I think so. This was what Momo wanted, and I agreed to her plan, knowing exactly what it involved. But, hey, Anon, hello. What do you think? The soul, how do you define one? All the other complex stuff like that, it doesn't matter right now. All we know is that Momo won't make it. She's the only one who's going to disappear without a trace. That's just kind of wrong, don't you think? I mean, I don't like it. I know Pollon doesn't like it. I know a whole lot of other people don't like it. Momo herself probably doesn't like it. But it's how it is. And at the end of the day, I mean, she's showing that despite, you know, everybody here living a digital life that isn't real compared to those on the uppermost layer, I mean, there's still some fucking resolve. There's some spirit. There's some soul, true life that is most definitely not equal to those on the uppermost layer, but it exists nonetheless. In my opinion, that's what I've grown to see, or have grown to see here out of the story that we've been presented, at least. I said I'd help Momo because I wanted to help make her wish come true. And that was how I had convinced myself. But I can't lie to myself. I know she can't be saved and all, but still.
俺はモモのことだって助けたかった。
I think that's just a sacrifice we have to make. I really don't think there's a way to save her.
助けたかったんだよ。
And hey, if there's a way, let's fucking do it, right? I'm down with that, but fuck, I don't know. Oh. Okay, I guess we can do something. You're telling me to load, yeah. I was just gonna like fucking, you know, let's see what happens, you know? I was just expecting that little chime, that little noise telling me, nope, now's not the time, but nothing else was going on. But the plan worked out just fine. We stopped Asuma, and there's now a good chance that we can avert the end. I mean, even if we load, what would we load to? The saves that I made, they're not going to change anything. Momo still has to sacrifice herself. So what do we load back to? Okay, you say that you get... I actually have no fucking idea where we're loading to. If I have any regrets, I can just try again until I'm satisfied. Don't do that. We've seen what happens when you do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna stick to my principles and help who I want to help. After all, I'm an Anon with a bright future who can sit idly by when someone's in need, or who can't sit idly by. I don't care about risks. If something can go wrong, well, it can go right too. Guess you'll be sticking with me a little longer, Anon. That's all right. I guess we're not quite at the end yet here, boys. Because the save I'm gonna load... Oh, we're going back to the beginning then. Yeah, that brings us straight up, like, well, at least whenever I loaded, it brings you straight to like a new game pretty much. Okay. Well, let us see what happens when it's loaded by Pollon himself. Because when it's loaded by good old Michael SK, nothing really good happens. Is this a different animation? I can't tell, honestly. It's because we don't have, like, the same little music with it either. Well, whoa.
今どこだポロン
Yeah, where have we
Wait,
been brought
hold on.
back to? Oh, shit. This is right before we went into the, into that sus location. All the way back in episode 1, huh?
聞こえてるんだろ今どこだ例のビルには着いたのか
クロス少し待ってくれ
Holy shit. Yeah, we traveled back. We traveled 2 months back. I quickly checked the time.
2037年
But what's the goal, you know? So we've traveled back to this point. What do we do now? I mean, we're still in the same world layer. The timeline has been completely undone of all of our actions with saving and loading. I don't even think we have the ability to save and load at this point, actually, in the story. It hasn't been granted to us. So, what are we going to try and accomplish here? November 22nd. Yep. That is the date. Back in 2037. Fuck the new
聞こえ
year.
てるかアノニマス君
Yeah.
それともまだ俺を観測する前か
I mean, I hear you. I don't think I'm a non, though. I like to think I'm a part of the story.
まあいい俺のセーブしたデータじゃなくあんたのデータをロードしたこと
That is true. Yeah, I mean, there's always been a save provided from the very beginning. It wasn't Poland's doing. It was always there by Anon. But also, that save where he was on his grapper, that also wasn't done by Poland.
アスマと戦った時にも一度やって成功はしてるけどあれはフラッシュバックの恐れのない間隔の短いロードだった今回はどうなるかでも
Yeah, you gotta really wonder about 2 fucking months.
他の誰かが代わりに俺の目的を達成してくれるならそれでいい
Well, hopefully we have enough time to actually do that.
今すぐ
Yeah, because there's a lot that went down in this story, obviously. Damn, we got a Steam achievement for actually doing that shit too, right? Thankfully, I hadn't suffered a single flashback. Are we gonna make our own save? Alright. Unless... Wait, what are we doing? Oh, we have to go all the way back to fucking page 1, huh? Oh, actually, what are all these? Wait, hold on, I'm curious. What are those saves? What do we got here? Oh, I don't think I can look at them whenever I'm on this menu, though. I think I have to go to the save menu. Yeah, hold on. Silly me being all the way down here. Oh, okay, yeah, he did make some new ones. I was on my grappers speeding down the empty loop 7... Oh, we're in chapter 11 now. Oh, shit. 5. Nakano Sun Plaza's viewing platform was covered in Christmassy AR. Right. Windowless chapel with a low ceiling about the size of a tennis court. Look at these dates, too. Deep below the Gaia Institution sat the cradle. And now here's us on January 8th. And we haven't suffered a single flashback. All right. I have no idea what the plan of action, you know, is here, but we have avoided the worst case scenario, and that's blacking out for months. So that's good. We're actually on the best case scenario right now. But I really don't know what the plan of attack here is. Okay, so I low-key took a small break, which turned into like a few hours long of a break in this recording session. Honestly, my mind probably just wasn't fully comprehending that I was able to figure out what I needed to do that quickly. I feel like I surprised myself to a point that just blew me away, I guess you could say. But I just checked the achievements because there was a Steam achievement that we got there when we, I guess whenever we did that load during that countdown. And that is very different from the other achievements saying that, oh, we completed a chapter or whatever. It seems as if this was a I guess, a very big decision that we needed to make. I think that would have led us to another bad ending, but now we're on the path for the absolute ending. Like we're right there. I feel it really does feel like it too. Like we can taste that ending. It's fast approaching. But let's see what Pollon has up his sleeve. Now that we've jumped all the way back here, I'm very curious. Maybe it was because I had used one of Anand's saves instead of mine. Of course, I'd sent all my data on the future to the cloud, just in case. If something happened to me, that data would be sent to Cross, Oz, Kent, and everyone else. January 19th, the end of the world was 11 days away. Before I had loaded today, January 8th, was the day Asuma fell into despair and created the asteroid. But that didn't happen this time. The world was actually pretty peaceful right now, and the days were passing without incident. That changed last night, though, when the Pope suddenly announced that the end was near. But that didn't matter much to me. I was on my way to Symphony, where everyone was waiting for me. I'm very curious as to how Pollon was able to, like, prevent a lot of the chaos that really arose here, the calamity with Asuma. I stopped in front of the cafe building and found someone crouching on the stairs to the second floor. Oh, there's Momo.
Momo!
I ran over to her.
私は一緒に
What is she talking about? She was holding her temple and her eyes were quivering. She was clearly seeing a vision. Oh, it's been a while since we've had one of those.
大丈夫か?
ポロンさん
Actually, it's very likely that that's how she came up with the plan that she maybe devised during all those days where Pollon and Momo were apart. I think it was right after the whole asteroid was, prevented from hitting Earth, and before Momo, approached us and said like, "Hey, I've got an idea." Like, I'm sure she must have had some visions. I called out to her, and she looked up at me with a blank expression.
私すみません
She suddenly snapped out of it and stood up.
ビジョンを見たんだな。
はいいろいろ見えましたいろいろ
She must have gotten a glimpse of the day that the world ends. The frequency of her visions was increasing as the end was getting closer. According to her, though, the stuff that she had seen in her visions recently wasn't all that tragic. I had hoped that that was because of my actions.
それよりポロンさんみんなが待ってますよ
Yeah, everything is just totally changed now, I'm sure. Momo took my hand and ran up the stairs.
ポロン来たか。
高岡くん遅いよ。
This feels really weird, though. Just, I don't know. Like, I feel like such a disconnect.
ああ、悪い。
The cafe was packed.
みんな、例の動画は見たか?
Everyone nodded. We used our BMI to replay the Pope's emergency statement.
そうそう。タイミングまで言い当てちゃってさすが。
Oh. Hello.
ポロン
This is really nutty.
この声明を放置したのにはどういう意図があったんだ。お前のことだから考えがあるんだろうが。
I had already told them that the Pope was gonna make a statement today. I could have stopped it, but I chose to let it happen.
ウィンドウ、集団自殺のニュースって出てきてないか?
出てきてる。教皇の声明の後から世界各地で結構な数の集団自殺が起きてるって。見てよ。
Mass suicides rampant worldwide, 152 dead in US, 87 in Italy.
多くはキリスト教徒だそうだ。教皇によって神を否定されたんだから絶望して当然だ。
Yeah, we saw this in our first big run here, when the Pope said what he did, and during Asuma's crazy asteroid shit. Yeah, there were a lot of people that were having a lot of mixed feelings.
やっぱりな、世界に危機感が蔓延し始めた。これが俺の狙いだ。
I made the decision to not take any action and let those people die. I knew there would be suicides, fewer than last time, but still, I had to let them happen. I felt like I had to do something to stop the world from getting too relaxed, or else people wouldn't listen to Momo's calls while attempting the world-line collapse. So we're still going in that direction. We needed people to desperately seek hope in her words. If we lacked the number, the world line collapse wouldn't happen. It was my fault the world had been so calm. It was all because I had used my memories from before the load to deal with everything perfectly. Asuma hadn't been consumed by grief or synchronized with the version of himself above. His asteroid wasn't approaching the planet. The Holy Office 513 were basically toothless at this point. They had no control over the media either. How did they pull that one off? The endless disasters from before had disappeared, so the despair that they brought was nowhere to be seen either. That was a good thing. But it was kind of a problem too, considering our plan. Honestly, looking at the fate of the world in such a calculating way made me feel kind of sick. When I remember what I had said to Asuma before the load, I felt like a hypocrite. I was playing God myself now. When everyone looked at me, I saw trust in their eyes. Trust and expectations. No one here would ever doubt my choices.
ポロンさん、いよいよ週末が間近です。
Oh, 100%, but man, that is crazy though. I mean, yeah, the experiences that we went through, like I don't know, there's a disconnect. I feel such a disconnect. Is it just me? I don't know.
どうか私たちを導いてください。
Like, I'm happy that everybody fully trusts him and everything, but I'm sure they trusted him back in the other go-around as well.
高岡君がいれば何にも心配してないよ。
政府はあなたを全面的にバックアップすることを決定しました。もちろん警察もそれに含まれます。
That is different, however.
海外でもあなたのファンの数は増えてるわよ。もってもってね。でもあなたはそれに値する活躍をしてきたわ。
お前には借りがある。だから最後まで手伝ってやるさ。
That's the real crazy turnaround.
ポロ、選択を。未来はお前にかかっている。
ポロンさんがいればきっと世界は救えます。
The future really is in his hands, more than ever.
まさに奇跡でした。私はあなたに従います。何でも指示してください。あなたが私と世界の希望です。
That is insane. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm sure things are going to go like a whole lot smoother. Obviously, they seem to already have, but oh, it feels weird. This feels so weird.
救世主はケントじゃなくてモモだったんだな。
私なんか
I like that. I really did, and now it never happened. God damn it.
ポロンさん？
いや、なんでもない。みんな、
How does Pollon
い
feel?
よいよ残すは
How does he feel
最後
right
の
now?
作戦。
Like, sure, everything is going smoothly, but how does he really feel about all this?
次も
And how does he
みんな
feel
の
about
活
where
躍
we're
に期
headed?
待してるぜ。
Everyone's morale was high. And I don't know how I feel. I don't know how Pollon feels. I left the cafe and headed into town alone. They asked where I was going, but I didn't explain. I just told them not to follow me, so they didn't. The city looked peaceful outside, but the end was definitely closing in on us.
ここまで順調にやってきた。俺は完璧にやれてるんだ。だから最後まで完璧にやってみせる。
I said it aloud to make it more convincing. I noticed that there were dozens of high schoolers and children around, and they were looking at an AR sign with me on it, and they all seemed really hyped. I had no idea who had done it, but someone on Hack actually made an AR art set. It kinda looked like fan art. As I got more famous, the signage spread throughout the cities all over the world. Poland's gonna save the world. That was what people were expecting to happen. Believe in our Pollon, Messiah for reals, goat hacker. Just watching him gets me fired up. He's like the pro tag of a manga. Not only did he get on the same level as Cicada, he surpassed him at light speed. I'm witnessing the birth of the hacker god. Wonder how far into the future he sees. I'm a bet he sees beyond the end.
なあ、アノニマス君、ロードしてなかったことにしたあの1月19日までのこと。 覚えてるのって当然だけど
Mm-hmm.
俺だけなんだよな。
I'm aware. We're all aware.
俺が完璧に事態に対処すればするほど仲間や桃との距離が遠くなってく、そんな気がする。
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, what I was going to say is that going through everything, the amount of failures that Pollon had, going back, trusting in his friends and everything, to figure things out instead of Pollon having all the answers, which in this situation he did, it really brings you closer together. It's a better sense of teamwork, of friendship. So in this case, it was just Pollon always knowing what to do and telling everyone how to act. So yeah, 100% there's going to be that distance.
俺を崇拝してくる。
Which is crazy. He's got the fucking government supporting him.
桃なのにな。俺はただその桃を助けたいだけなのにな。
And what's the best way of going about that?
私のやりたいことをするだけです。
Like this time around, we're going to have way more believers. I don't think that we had enough, even so we were past 1 billion, in order to do the collapse. So we had to go back. We had to prevent a lot of the calamity that started with Asuma to make things go a whole lot smoother all the way to this point in order for more people to jump on board. But how is that going to save Momo? Because that's the driving force for him, I'm
ポロ
sure.
ンさんと一緒に。
We were able to load, but at what cost, you know?
あの頃の桃はここにはいないんだよな。
Yep.
こんなことを話せるのは。
No, it's all good. We've been here the whole time, you know?
さてと。
I had to pull myself together. This was no time to flinch. Yeah. I was going to see this through without a single misstep.
それじゃあ桃を助けるための作戦を始めるか。
I don't know how we're pulling that off still, but we ball. We ball
Yo.
hard. Oh.
待たせたな。
問題ない。時間通りだ。
We'd agreed to meet up in a BMI VR space. Yeah, this looks quite interesting. It was shut out from all outside data, making it the perfect place to talk one-on-one like this. After the load, I had contacted Kent right before the pool hack. In fact, when I spoke up about everything I knew, he'd actually contacted me. But I'd still told him to go through with the pool hack, just so I can flex by dealing with it right after it started. Kent had complete trust in me now.
早速本題
Which
に
is
入ろう
good,
ぜ。
most definitely.
俺の目的は事前に話した通りだ。週末の回避と桃を救うこと。
I'd already told him about the plan to connect Momo to Necro Pilgrimage. I'd also explained that Momo would cease to exist as a result of the world line collapse. The goal of our meeting was to think of a way to save Momo.
ちなみに
私の求めていた以上の逸材だった。
Oh, we've gone pretty goddamn far, man.
どうも桃の作戦はほぼ成功しかけた。ただ俺が最初に経験した未来と今じゃ状況が違う。
I gotta wonder, if it worked, then what was our result there? And if it didn't, then it would just be another bad ending, no? What awaited us after that countdown?
あの時は
どちらかが成功すればそれでいい。
I mean, we can do both simultaneously, no? Better results there.
それに、人々の反応については、私はあまり心配していない。
なんでだよ。
今や、世界中が注目している救世主がいる。
Yeah. Wonder why. Me, huh? He was suggesting that I call out to the world in place of Momo.
確かに俺を広告塔に使えばなんとかなるかもな。
I mean, why don't they work together? Dynamic duo at it one more time. She is the one that people connect to, or that will be connected to, and Pollon's the one that calls out to connect to her. So that took care of the world line
で
collapse.
モモを生かす方法についてだ。
That seems to be the big mystery. You know, if this actually is what will actually, you know, accomplish our goal here, save the worlds or all of the world layers and fix this big ass problem, great. But this is the selfish request now, the selfish goal. I thought about this every day since I'd loaded. Of course, I hadn't come up with any good ideas though, but there was something I wanted to check.
もし何か知ってたら教えてほしいんだけどさ。観測者とこっちからコンタクトを取ることはできないか？
In all recorded cases of contactees witnessing Mary's appearances, the observer had established contact. It was never the other way around.
できれば。
最上位の世界層オリジナルの人間だけだが
So that really does beg the question, who is the one observing Pollon? Where are they located?
観測者がどの世界層から降臨してきているのかは私もよく分かっていない。おそらく確かめようもない。
世界線大変動の影響を受けないかもしれない観測者はもう一人いる。
何？それは一体？
俺の観測者、アノニマス君さ。
Even when Asuma synchronized with himself above, he still couldn't perceive Anon's existence. And when he deleted all of my save data, Anon's data was untouched. Maybe that was because Anon was in an even higher up world layer. But that didn't seem like the answer to me. It felt like Anon was watching from some other dimension. Maybe outside the world or the whole world layer setup. Well, the world layer setup is so very interesting and really hard to grasp that the higher up you are, the more it may seem like they are from a completely different universe or dimension or whatever. It was worth checking out. I shared all my thoughts with Kent.
なるほど。君の観測者はブラックナイトを通して世界を観測している可能性があるな。
The what?
ブラックナイト？
ブラックナイトは一説には16000年前から地球軌道上を回り続けていると噂される謎の人工物だ。
は
Yeah, what the fuck? We were getting into conspiracies now? Oh boy. Conspiracies have been a huge thing here.
一時的にでも避難させられれば。
モモを生かせられるか。
Yeah, like a capsule of some sort. Doesn't matter what happens to the world, that is completely separate. It was a gamble. But honestly, I was used to taking risks now. The only way to save Momo was to play outside the system. I'd have to contact the gang and get them to look into this stuff ASAP.
っていうか、俺のざっくりした話からよくいきなりブラックナイトっていう具体例が出てきたな。過去にもそういう事例があったのか？
聖母降臨の事例を調べていく過程で私は見つけたんだ。今から100年以上も前、君と同じようにブラックナイトを探していた接触者がいたことをな。
That's interesting.
誰だ？
ニコラ・テスラ。
Ah, lovely. Cool. All right. The legendary inventor. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. Genius is a flash of the 1%, which brings an effort of 99% to nothing. If you knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. What kind of fucking riddle is this?
テスラが残した言葉だ。宇宙の秘密を知りたければ、エネルギー、周波数、波動について考えなさい。
Bro, I just read this. Okay. I totally understood all that, right? Not really, but I'd like to say that I do.
君がシステムを開放して、
Okay.
世界中の人にサクラメントを使ってもらう。
Now I will now I will fully, you know, end this session. And instead of taking another break, I decided to save up here because I'm kind of sick and tired of having to either loop all the way around or scroll back to the top or whatever. Just even during, you know, Pollon doing his, you know, searching around for a specific save, it's kind of annoying. So Let's just go back to the top, if you will. I just had my first save here, so I just decided to overwrite it. I do like the icon that we have here, though. I really do. Well, the mission is clear. Well, I mean, there's 2 of them. To do what we did in our last go-around, but I'm sure that we'll have a safer time doing so. And now we have to try and save Momo, which now we have an idea. Oh, excuse me. Goddamn. I don't know why I can't speak anymore, but yeah, we definitely have some ideas to put into motion here. No idea if it's all going to work out, but that's a part of the grind, you know? Well, anyways, yeah, we'll wrap it up here. This was quite the recording session, honestly. My brain is most definitely not keeping up with anything anymore, but I am most definitely trying. And a day's worth of just pondering what the fuck I got to do here seemed to have really paid off. So we'll take the W this time. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.